Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you could have first heard this episode 9 months ago if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, this is it!
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow.
I'm Sam Nifty Delaney, so what?
Welcome along. It is the Melchester Odyssey once again, and I have in my left hand the 4th of February 1984 issue of Roy the Rovers. As always, the story begins on the front cover and continues on another 3 pages inside. Across the top, as always, there's a bit about the sign please page, which is the centre spread with the autograph and the colour picture of a player. It says this week, it says sign please, Chelsea's Curry Dixon. Do you want to guess who it is?
I reckon it's Chelsea's John Bumstead, and they've got the pictures muddled up.
I'll let you guess again.
It's Kerry Dixon.
It's Curry Dixon, yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah. Considering he ploughed on with a girl's name throughout the 1980s.
He did, yeah. No one ever... It's weird you say that, because I just think, yeah, Kerry Dixon, normal.
Yeah.
So I must have got so used to it back in the 80s that now it just doesn't even register that it's a girl's name.
Yeah.
Bit like Vivian in The Young Ones, I suppose.
Well, yeah.
A man with a woman's name. Kerry, I got to say, it's a great picture of Kerry Dixon in... As much as I don't really like Chelsea, that is a classic Chelsea kit, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a good one, isn't it?
It's a real good one. It's like it's Lecoq Sportif with the horizontal stripes. That's how I had the Sabutio. We had Chelsea Sabutio team. Not because we had any Chelsea fans in us, but we collected all the first division teams, me and my brothers.
Right.
And we had that kit. It's a real iconic kit, that.
Well, Lecoq Sportif were quite ambitious. They did Sunderland's kit for 2 years.
Did they?
If you remember it, it was predominantly white, but it just had a couple of really thin red stripes down it.
Ooh.
It was a massive...
When was this?
About 81 to 83, I think.
Right, yeah. I mean, they were Tottenham. They were very famous for the Tottenham kit as well, weren't they? I'm
going to find a picture of it and show you it. And I'm just going to turn the camera around. This is not meant for good podcasting, but...
yeah, I do remember that. I remember that in my sticker album.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Massive change.
Lecoq Sportif were the fucking best kit manufacturer of the 80s, I reckon.
They were off their fucking tits, weren't
they? They were fucking mad. Bunch of fucking mental Frenchmen.
They were like, you have a tradition of, how you say, equal red and white stripes, eh? Ha 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 ha! No more!
We are... How you say, disruptors. We take tradition and we turn it on its head.
We break things and move quickly.
Yeah, they set all of that up long before your Elon Musks and etc.
Yeah. Oh, I loved that strip. I had that strip.
It's a great strip.
It was pretty unpopular among the hardcore fan base at the time.
Well, there you go, right. I would say Chelsea's best ever kit, to my mind, I'm not an expert, Chelsea fans may get in touch and correct me, is that the Kerry Dixon special. That's the best Sunderland kit I've seen. And Tottenham's kit, again, pains me to say it, but Tottenham's 80s kits, when they got to cup final, they were Lecoq Sportif as well, and they were good too, weren't they?
I mean, there's that documentary that was on ITV a while ago about Admiral and all their kits, which were, of course, really, really good.
Like England's 82 one,
redefined the genre, but... there's an argument for a documentary about Lecoq Sportif, whatever they are.
And they should call it...
Became...
It should be a 12-episode Netflix called The Disruptors. Lecoq Sportif and the revolution in 80s football shirts.
It seems they're still going. Fucking hell.
Yeah, they had a shop in Covent Garden not that long ago. I don't know if it's still there, but I remember there was a shop in Covent Garden that was just Lecoq Sportif.
Wow.
And it was a lot of cycling gear now as well. They do like fancy pants cycling shirts, like Paul Weller and Mick Talbot wore in My Ever Changing Moods video.
Oh, they did the 1982 Argentina kit
yes,
as well.
Brilliant.
Well,
they're the best. They never did
when
West
I'm a rich
Ham.
man, I'm going to drape myself from head to toe
In Le Coq
Sportif. At all
I can
times.
just picture you swanning around Sunderland.
Yeah.
Like a dandy. Oh, there he is. That's
Yeah.
Andy Dawson. He'll only wear Le Coq Sportif these days.
They
Don't know who
call him
thinks he
Le Coq
is.
for short.
Yeah, Le Coq Sportif of Sunderland. Does it literally translate as the sporty cock?
It must do, yeah, because they've got the cock in the logo, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a Gallic rooster, it says here on the Wikipedia page. Yeah, excellent stuff. It feels like a deep dive, but it probably isn't. But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, let's not get distracted.
By Le Coq
It's
Sportif.
very easy, yeah. Roy the Rovers, here we go. Can I give you a little spoiler alert for
Go on
this
then.
one?
Go on.
At some point, we get to see Roy race with drenched hair. So if you think to switch it off, because we're just going on about old football kits, stick around. Obviously, as always, in case people don't know, we always post the source material on our Twitter account
Yeah.
for these Roy the Rovers, so you can follow along. Once I actually get around to doing it later in the day after they've been put up there. So go and have a look. Anyway, a group of Melchester Rovers fans led by the notorious Trevor Brinsden, oh fucking hell, had mounted a campaign
When's
against
Thatcher
Roy.
going to bang him up?
Yeah. And David Evans going to get his hands on him. It'll put him in a fucking under stadium cell.
Yeah, like Hannibal Lecter on a fucking trolley with a mask on and a gag. By the way, we want to stick a ball gag. A fucking ball gag. You know, like the sex monsters like to wear. Put him in one leg. Dress him as a dog. But in a leather dog outfit. And tie him to a trolley. But have a hole in the leather outfit for his willy to hang out of. And every time he makes a noise, whack his willy with a stick. And even that's too good for him. Like David Evans. Vote David Evans for a Brighton Bedfordshire. I vow to you, the voters of Bedfordshire, that if you vote for me, a vote for David Evans is a vote for justice against the cancer of football hooligans. I will have everyone, even accused, not even proven to be responsible for violence
Suspected.
on a football match day, to be dressed up in a leather sex bondage outfit like a dog in the town square with their willies hanging out, and any passers-by can whack their willies with a stick.
Sexy leather dog. I will call it Le Coq Sporting.
I will turn all of the country's hooligans into sexy leather dogs in the town square. And if you don't have a town square, madam, I shall build one. Well, I think he seems quite nice. I mean, I have been worried a lot about the football hooligans. I read about them in the news, and I worry not so much myself, I worry about my children and grandchildren. So I think it would be better, yes, if they were all dressed up as sexy leather dogs. Why not? We have to do something with them after all.
It keeps them off the streets and off the terraces.
And I think they could probably learn a thing or two by having their willies whacked with a stick once in a while. It didn't do my Arthur any good, any harm, God rest his soul. He had it done to him by the Jacks in the war. And when he came back, I will say this for him, when he came back out of that prison camp, he didn't talk much ever again.
He was very moody.
But he never caused any trouble. There was no fighting at football, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. He never went out at all, actually. He sat in the corner of the room.
No, he just sat. He stared a lot.
Listening to the wireless.
He liked to stare a lot. That was one of his hobbies.
Yeah.
He was one of, like we used to say, he's one of life's starers. A man of few words, but he loved to have a good stare at the wall.
We thought he's a proper thinker.
Yeah, hidden depths. But then, unfortunately, he died of emphysema. But he did live to a ripe old age of 54. So he had a good life. But now he's dead. And what I don't like the idea of, he would have disapproved of these football hooligans. And he would often say, not with words, but with his eyes, he'd often say to me, Barbara, he'd say, You wouldn't catch me misbehaving like that. Those years dressed up as a sex leather dog in the Japanese prisoner of war camp in my bamboo cage, having my willy whacked with a stick, were some of the best years of my life. Because, Barbara, they taught me how to be a man, right? And so I think he'd approve of it. So, yes, I will be voting for David Evans on election day. Why not? Not that horrible Mr. Kinnock. The Welsh windbag. What's he going to do about the hooligans? He'll probably give them all a free council house, won't he? I think he said that, didn't he? I read it in the paper. He said he did a speech saying that he was going to give a free council house to every football hooligan in Britain. Well, I think that's disgraceful.
I read it in the Sun.
I read that in the Sun. I just think that's an horrible idea. And I shall never vote Labour. My Arthur, he said, never vote Labour because they'll give council houses to the poor.
Fucking hell. Yeah. So, as I said, a group of Melchester fans led by the notorious Trevor Brinsden, as far as I got, had mounted a campaign against Roy because of his controversial team selections against Port Dean in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Brinsden was overjoyed when Roy unluckily gave away a penalty. Have you ever gone to a match and wanted West Ham to lose?
Yeah.
For the greater good?
I hope that cunt gives a penalty away.
Yeah.
When you get to the stage where a manager is really deeply unpopular and you're all desperate for the board to pull the trigger, right? You must have been through this countless times. And you get frustrated because the fans are like, get rid. And the board are like, we're going to give him 3 more games. There is a sense then amongst fans of all clubs, I'm sure, whether they express it or not, where you think, well, actually, I hope we don't pull out a miraculous fucking win today. Yeah. Because if we do, then he gets a stay of execution. So that's the only time. I can't remember a specific example of that with West Ham, but
the only one I can think of specifically at Sunderland was Steve Bruce.
Right.
And I think there's a home game maybe against Wigan, who he'd managed previously anyway. And I just really wanted us to lose. Well, all of us went together. We all wanted us to lose. I think we did. We lost 2-1, I think. Yeah. And he did go. But Steve Bruce just always trotted out the excuse that the Sunderland fans never took to him because he was a Geordie.
Yeah, but that's...
This is bullshit because he's not even a fucking proper Geordie. He's from Corbridge, which is...
But also, results speak for themselves. I mean, you can't... Managers often hide behind that. Like Allardyce, the West Ham fans didn't like me. I mean... No, they didn't a lot of the time because you seem to spend half your time at the club slagging off West Ham fans and West Ham. Which, in a way, I admired him for because it was so fucking mad. He turned up from day one and went, fucking West Ham, fucking stupid club. Fans are fucking going on about World Cup all time. It's fucking stupid. I don't even like it here. They're rubbish. They've always been rubbish, right? And he'd be like, fucking hell, this is psychedelic management, this. He'd like come in and thought, I'm just going to slag this club off. But, so yeah, a lot of managers will say, oh, they didn't like me because of this, that or the other. But ultimately, managers, you like them if they're fucking winning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if they're not winning, if the team are sort of playing well, I've seen managers that West Ham fans liked, even when we weren't winning. Like, so Zola... He came from fucking Chelsea. He's a Chelsea legend. West Ham hate Chelsea. And yet he won us over and we weren't even winning a lot. But he came in.
Zola could win anyone over, though, with that smile.
He's such a likeable man, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, that is the litmus test. Like, West Ham hate Chelsea. And in fact, back then, I think we hate them even more than we do now. And so for a legend to turn up, it would have been very easy for West Ham. How dare you bring a Chelsea legend, an Italian of all things, here to the East End. Right?
I hope you frisked him for listening to voices.
Yeah, they would have been very easy for them to go that way. But he was so likeable. But the other thing was that they played, always, they played exciting football. He would always try to entertain. He would always try to attack. And very often we lost. But West Ham fans liked him anyway, and most West Ham fans were very disappointed and thought it was very unfair when he got the sack, right? And so I mean,
swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
The thing is, managers hide behind shit, but really, you're happy if your team are winning or at least trying to win and playing well.
Yeah. Hey, let's get on with this fucking story, shall we?
Yeah, sorry, that was a bit football-y.
That's all right. So, Roy's giving away a penalty, and Brian Miller is about to take it for Port Dean, and someone in the crowd says, "If Brian Miller hits it just right, we'll go 1-up." Another one says, "Courtesy of Roy Race." Brian Miller indeed does. Right foot, top corner, out of the reach of Charlie Carter. Charlie Carter's now got a very trendy new goalkeeper's kit. It's got a green trunk and black sleeves.
Trunk. Nice use of the word trunk, mate. Yeah, I like that. They
were talking about that strep ear thing that a few kids have been catching in schools. They're saying you get a rash on the trunk.
The trunk. So that's sort of like the torso, you might say.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to Google it and make sure, in case it's a reference to something else. Trunk, torso, pretty much.
Yeah. But also he's wearing the normal shorts and socks of the outfield players, which I don't believe is legal.
I don't think it is, though.
So I don't know what's happened there with their kit man. They don't have a kit man. I think Taff is in charge of kits as well as physio.
Probably, yeah.
And pastoral duties.
So over the page we see Trevor Brinsden punching the air as Port Dean has scored a goal. I mean, we've all wanted our team to lose on occasion to get rid of the manager, but I don't think we've ever celebrated by punching the air when they've gone a goal down. But not Brinsden. Wahoo! He says, "That's the stuff, Port Dean. Let's have another." "Here, leave off, Trev," says the Mohawk, who seems to be his right-hand man. "I thought we were supposed to be Melchester supporters." "We are, mate, and I reckon the best thing that could happen to the club is for Rovers to get knocked out of the cup by Port Dean." And another one of them, who seems to be a skinhead, but he's wearing a bobble hat because they stood in the rain at Port Dean. I don't know what use a bobble hat would be in the rain. A woolen bobble hat, I have no idea.
Well, I've made that mistake before, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's not pleasant. It's really.
There's no substitute for a proper waterproof hood, is there?
It's deeply unpleasant. No, there's sealskin hats you can get now.
Rain hats, I guess. Yeah.
No, they look woolly. They look woolly,
right.
But strangely, they do provide water protection, and I think the brand is sealskin. Just a little bit of a logistical tip there. From some of my walking weekends, I've picked up a few tips on outdoors wear. I'll just
have a quick Google of that for later on, just in case I ever go walking in the rain.
Yeah.
Just to get wet on purpose. What? Says the skinhead. And Brinsden elaborates. Then everyone will blame Roy Race for leaving Rob Richards, our top goal scorer, out the side. Race might even get the sack, and the new manager is bound to bring back Rob. Well, he would do, because not only would Melchester be a manager down, they'd be a striker down as well, so Richards would almost certainly come back in the team. But that's not relevant. Or maybe it is. Maybe Roy is, over the hill. We haven't seen a lot from him, really, football-wise, over the last year. Maybe all the problems are getting him down, and he
hasn't scored a hat-trick in weeks.
Jalapeño.
The Mohawk is won over by this and immediately shouts, "Trev's right! He's a genius!" Trevor Brinsden is not a genius. And they all start singing, "Cardboard Port Dean, Cardboard Port Dean!" It's Melchester fans, for fuck's sake. Some Port Dean fans look on and say, "Listen to those Melchester fans cheering our lot. They must be balmy." Yes, or high on glue, I would imagine. Look at them.
It's the cheapest drug available to the young unemployed in Thatcher's Britain. You can get it from any hardware store fairly easily, and it will get you high instantly. Available. Although there is a risk you may die instantly.
You don't even need to carry it around with you. You can just put it onto the sleeve of your jumper and huff it from that. No one would know if you're wearing a large jacket over the top. Although they represented only a fraction of the Melchester fans who had travelled to Portdean, Brinsden and his pals made themselves heard. And they're behind the goal, and we just see Roy sends a cross in. Glenn Ritchie does a diving header straight at the keeper. Rubbish Rovers! Comes the shout from behind the goal. Roy turned away. It's pissing it down as well, which makes it worse, I guess, for Roy and the team. Roy thinks their keeper's quick to take advantage of the conditions. He smashed a long ball straight down them. I've done Roy's voice completely wrong there. Their keeper's quick to take advantage of the conditions. He smashed a long high ball straight down the middle. And he has. The greasy ball, it says, sliced off Steve Naylor's head. And it does, and it goes backwards, and Naylor goes, oof! And a fan shouts, another chance for Portdean! And sure enough, it's tucked away. It's proper FA Cup underdog knockout stuff, this. You know, piss and rain, night match, under the lights, Melchester 2-0 down, and it's there! 2-0! Hooray! Oh, I don't know, that's Melchester fans or Portdean fans shouting that. But Melchester were lucky not to concede another goal by half-time. It's your own fault for not picking Rob Richards' race. Yaha! Said some Portdean fans. I reckon we're home and dry, even in this weather. Melchester look a beaten outfit. Back into the dressing room. Roy had had enough. And you can just see there Roy's hair has gone to shit in the pissing rain.
It looks limp and greasy. The opposite of everything I endeavour to maintain in my hair. For. This is unacceptable, and I will be speaking to the board immediately about getting a roof put on this stadium.
Hopefully by the time the second half commences. Stay there, lads. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Get something up there. I don't care what, even if it's a bit of tarp.
But it needs to be up there in 10 minutes. It needs to cover the whole pitch. Actually, I'll be happy if it just covers the half that you're defending.
It's either that or you're going to have to get one of the other lads to run beside me holding an umbrella, like what the bottlers do for the Queen. It means we'll be effectively playing with 10 men, but I think it's worth it.
Actually, one of your Portdean players could do it. It's you that's brought the fucking rain along. You're our hosts.
Bunch of fucking weirdos.
Lower league weirdos. With the unusual customs. Maybe the Portdean fans are right, says Roy. Maybe we ought to concede the points right now and crawl back to Melchester. Cup match, innit? Is it a cup match?
2 legs.
Maybe it's not.
Oh, there's a great... What do we call it? Capsule? Square? What do you call it? Like each individual illustration box?
Frame?
Frame. There's a great frame coming up that I've just scrolled down to because I got too excited and looked ahead. It's one of the frames of the year.
Okay, good. We've got, it is a cup match, so there's no points to be conceded, right? You've lost your fucking mind.
I don't know how it works. I'll be honest, I have never really bothered to get fully appraise myself of the rules of association football. All I know is I was born with a natural gift to score goals. The rest of it is not interesting to me. I don't care enough about it to learn the rules. They let me manage because they'll let me do whatever I want because I'm so fucking good at scoring goals.
Every Monday morning a report appears on my desk which tells me what the score was, how many, what are they called, points, how many points we got, and where we are in that fucking list with all the numbers, where we are in that.
I can tell you,
I struggle with it.
Gives me a fucking headache just looking at it. First thing I do is I screw it up. I check that my name's on there as the goal scorer, and once I've seen that and I'm assured that it did happen and I didn't dream that week's hat-trick, I screw it up, I throw it straight in the bin. And
plus as well, Mondays, I'm coming in on the back of an all-dayer on Sunday in the Feathers with Blackie. So the last thing I need to do is look at some kind of fucking printout. You
know what? Sundays, funnily enough, a lot of people assume I'm a big Saturday night man, but I actually love a Sunday session more than anything. because it starts. Usually, we go to the feathers with the family. Sometimes I even bring Mongo, the lad, along, but he has to stay in. We've got him in a sort of a travel cage now, so we can take him out. Yeah. And we got one of those bottles that you give water to an hamster with, but it's a big one, and we put milkshake or Coca-Cola in it for him.
I used to leave him in the car, but he's getting older now, and one day he smashed his way out, so we're going to put the kibosh on that.
The heat sends him mad. I got back, and the back seat of the fucking Ferrari was covered in excrement and sick. So I thought, well, we're going to have to put him in a cage in the feathers, and I slip an extra tenner to, Dave, the landlord, and he lets him come in. But anyway, we have a nice roast with the family, and I have a few beers. I start off with beers, then I have a few glasses of red, and they do a lovely carvery, and then once we're done with that, Blackie will be there with his missus and that, and then we'll just send the wives away. We'll say, right, go on, get back to your house now, take the kids with you, and then about 20 minutes after they've gone, we'll get some other ladies to turn up. They'll arrive in a mini cab,
ladies
from town, and then we just end up fucking
town ladies.
We'll get the town ladies arrive 20 minutes after the wives have left, and we stick some music on. We have a bit of dancing, and next thing you know,
one thing leads to another.
Very often you don't even go home; you go straight into work, and it's just great. It feels so natural and organic. There's always a lot of pressure on you on a Saturday night to have fun, whereas on Sunday it's just more natural.
It feels like you're following your instincts like an animal would.
In fact, me and Blackie, we took to calling it Animal Sundays. No one else gets why, but we just call him them. Animal Sundays. And sometimes we get Dave to write on the blackboard in the pub. Hello and welcome. Animal Sundays at the Feathers. Families till 3, town ladies thereafter.
There's usually a time, usually after 3, once the families have gone over, the town ladies have turned up, and me and Blackie will just look at each other. We'll share a glance with each other, and we both know what it means. Let's go, animal.
Animal time. In fact, there was a period where we both took to dressing up as animals. I would dress as a lion. He would often dress up as a fox. Could be anything, and it was just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun, really.
Blackie came as some kind of sexy leather dog, but I asked him not to do that again because it was a bit weird.
It was very off-putting. Even the town ladies didn't like that. And they'll stand for most nonsense, I can tell you. That's why they call them town ladies.
Back in the dressing room, Vic Guthrie says, "All right, Roy, if it's plain speaking you want." The Rover super brat Vic Guthrie lurched to his feet, it says. Lurched.
Oh, watch out, everyone. He's lurching up. Stand back. He's up on his haunches. He's gone to his full height.
He says what we're all thinking. Just why isn't Richards playing? We all reckon that you and Rob would make a perfect goal-scoring spearhead.
A what?
Sit down, Vic.
Fucking hell.
Fucking hell.
Slow down, Brainiac.
And then Roy replies immediately, "The trouble with Rob, Vic, is he wants to do all the scoring." Yeah, and don't leave any for me. Yeah. I want to do all the scoring as well. He says, and remember this, in the old days, this is a close-up of Roy, I should point out, and his hair is somewhat dishevelled from the rain. He looks like Steve Naylor. In the old days, Rovers never relied on a couple of players to do their scoring for them. We all got into the act. That's bullshit. It was always just Roy. There wasn't a single player, apart from Charlie Carter, who hadn't scored by the end of the season. So let's forget about individuals. Let's start playing for each other again for the team they once called the best club side in Europe. And is the next frame the frame of which you speak?
Yes, it is.
I cede the floor to you.
The next frame is beautiful in its simplicity. To me, it is pure art. It is quite a narrow frame, rectangular. I would say 3 by 6 centimetres on my screen at least.
Okay.
And there are 2 lads. Who are they? Steve Naylor and
I don't know, because Steve Naylor was blonde earlier on. I don't know who that is.
Who is that? Trevor? No. It's the one with the dark hair mullet with a ratty moustache, right?
Trevor Cassidy. Trevor
Cassidy looks a lot like sort of an amalgam of most of my mum's boyfriends of this era.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
All of whom invariably wore grey slip-on leather shoes. And next to him is Laughing Boy, isn't it? The one who thinks he's a laugh.
Noel Baxter.
That cunt. And they're both looking with a great deal of alarm and surprise on their face. And all you see coming in from right of frame is Roy's clenched fist and a portion of his wrist. And it looks a lot like he's doing the wanker sign, because there are motion things above and below his hand, like he's moving up and down. Yeah. And then a speech bubble comes in above his fist, just saying, "For Melchester Rovers."
It reminds me a lot of the Sausage in the Grange Hill opening
it's
titles.
Just the way it's sort of come in and nowhere. They're really shocked by it. It's heavily influenced by that, which also is one of the great artworks of our time.
Yeah. There we go. Back out. As the second half got underway, Trevor Brinsden and his pals were still cheering for Port Dean. Brinsden has now fashioned some kind of banner which reads "Dean Rule OK." He's holding it above his head with a big daft grin on his face. The rain's easy enough, Trevor, says one of his mates. I don't know what that's got to do with anything. Maybe Melchester unable to play in rain, and they'll be better when there's no rain. Not sure. Never mind, he says, Dean have got it in the bag. And then idiot Mohawk shouts, "We want free! We want free!" Continued later in the issue. Here it is, fourth and final page. Noel Baxter does a good tackle on a Port Dean player and kicks up a bit of turf while he's doing it. Good drawing that.
Oh, I love a good tackle, mate. Do you? I saw it the other day. I can't remember what game it was in the World Cup. Might have been England, but there was just because now you just don't get good tackles, because pretty much any tackle where you go to ground is the ref blows up. And I don't think, as I've said before, and I'm sure it's the same for you, I genuinely don't know the rules of football. I'm not being facetious. There's just been so many little rule changes I never quite know. Like that thing in the World Cup where the ball just crossed the line, but then they started trying to gaslight us and saying, no, it didn't. And you're like, well, it fucking did. I saw it.
Well, it didn't, because I saw a picture from above and it hadn't.
Yeah, but the bottom of the ball has crossed the line. So to me,
that doesn't matter.
It's semantics.
The whole of the ball.
Yeah, exactly. So it's semantics, really. To me, growing up, I was believed, right? Growing up in Thatcher's Britain, right? I'm not saying it was a good place, but this is just this is just the way that I was.
Growing up with David Evans, south of Britain.
I was culturally conditioned to believe that a ball meant the bottom of the ball. Right, and now I'm only being told now. This is the first time. This is news to me. That actually, if you have to view the ball from above and see if even the side is clear of the ball of the line. Right. So that, for instance, is something that's new to me. I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying I didn't know it. And with tackles, if you go to ground, even if you win the ball completely cleanly, right, and don't touch the other player, the ref blows a whistle, and I used to think, well, the ref's made a mistake. I can sort of see how he's made a mistake, because he's like, it looked like a bit of a hefty challenge, but in fact, he cleaned one ball. But no, it's not a mistake. Even if there's no contact, you can still be penalised for what's regarded as a reckless challenge, which basically means any sliding tackle. And therefore we don't see him. But it was one of my favourite elements of watching football. It's a big fucking bang on a 50-50 ball.
Good tackle, don't we?
Yeah. And there was one, I believe, in the England game. I can't remember exactly, where they two players contested a ball, old school style. And there was nothing dirty about it. They weren't trying to put their studs into each other. They both just wanted to win the ball. And they collided like two juggernauts on a motorway.
Like
Loved it.
Yeah.
Two forces. It's like a lesson in physics.
Right, yeah. I'll just remind you that you said you had a specified ending time for this episode, and we're almost at it.
Okay.
Because you've got something else to do.
We can end whenever. We don't have to get to the end of the story, do we?
No, we have to get to the end because it's nearly there.
Okay.
So he was tackled by Noel Baxter. Good tackle by Noel Baxter. Much more bite. And he's away, running up the right flank like a genuine winger. Just like he used to. Did he used to be a winger? I don't know. Was he ever a genuine winger? Who knows? Noel appeared to waste his opportunity. He clips it in towards Roy, who's quite near him. Gah! He should have lofted the ball to the far post. Race is well covered. Well, once again, these clowns in the crowd don't know what they're talking about. It bounces just before Roy, and Roy opens his legs and sends it through his legs. Onwards to Blackie Gray. Blackie Gray, he shouts. What? Shout the Port Dean players. What the fuck? Top level trickery. It's gone through his fucking legs. Roy allowed the hard hit ball to skid between his legs. Blackie Gray puts it straight in the net. It's there, right out of the blue. Brilliant goal. Always nice to see Blackie score because he's the underdog, isn't he, really?
He is, yeah.
Roy's fucking...
Roy lets him have a certain amount of goals he's allowed to score a year.
Yeah. Yeah, he throws him a bone now and again.
You can have one today, Blackie, as a treat because you've been behaving yourself.
But next week I'll have 2, all right? And you'll make them for me. And I'll keep your assist bonus. And I don't even know what an assist is. As Port Dean... They put it on that report. I'm not sure what it means. As Port Dean continued to fire long balls at the Melchester defence, Vic Guthrie intercepts one on his chest. That's mine, he thinks. Roy shouts, good control, Vic Guthrie. You've plenty of space. And he has. And he's on the edge of his own box. But he's ploughing forward. And we just see him running towards us with the ball at his feet. Little bits of turf jumping up, flying up on the muddy pitch. And now Super Brat's off on a run. Shouts the crowd. This is the Melchester way. The way Rovers used to play before Roy went to Walford. And everything's going to be all right again.
Daddy's coming home. Daddy, make it better.
Yeah. So they've listened to his team talk and they've acted, and it says, see 4 more goals in next week's second half. What's the score now? 2-1. So we're getting 4 more. Well, it's going to be 5-2 to Rovers then, isn't it? It's got to be. Mark's at a 10.
10.
10. Yeah. That'll do with me. Yeah. Good stuff. Back next week. Special free gift in next week's issue.
Hopefully,
we'll talk about that then because we're running out of time.
Model of Kerry Dixon.
Let's hope so. Thank you very much for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye. Be careful.